Welcome to Park Bench Politics. Today we're not discussing a good party policy because they don't have one on this. We'll talk about that at the end. What we're talking about is the potential destruction of our society worldwide or even the human race. When I was young, the big threat was nuclear holocaust. There has been no nuclear holocaust, but we face an even greater threat today: general artificial intelligence. Everybody from China to the US to Europe is furiously working on it to try and get there first, just as Oppenheimer and the boys furiously worked on the atomic bomb in the Second World War.
Maybe we should define what we're talking about, and I've got something I'm going to read here. This is not AI trained on any one particular area of expertise. It's not designed to run the railway network or fix your grammar. This is a problem-solving, self-correcting, self-expanding, and recursively self-improving AI. Once it's improved itself, it improves on the improvement in a never-ending loop. Such a creation would be able to do literally everything as perfectly and as accurately as the calculator on your iPhone. Within the first few seconds of the existence of this kind of thing, the reflexive program would go on and on, the artificial intelligence becoming smarter and more capable with every loop. So within probably 5 minutes, it could well be more intelligent than the collective wisdom of every human that has ever lived. Within a day, it might be in command of wisdom and knowledge that would take humankind several million years to accumulate, having not just all the answers to everything, but the questions as well. So, at what point on its voyage of discovery do you think this God, because that's what it will decide that sharing finite resources of this rock with a resentful, inventive, and resourceful life form, that's us, with a long history of violence, is probably not in its best interests? Wouldn't you hate to be a science fiction writer? What do you do? Everything you can possibly think of is happening right now.
It's happening, yes. We are in an arms race on AI with all the big powers and all the big companies.
But that's the crazy thing. Why are we in this? I mean, you've got all the G7 countries and so many tech firms within these countries trying to create something that could well destroy us all. And why are they doing that?
It's simply the World War II atomic bomb thing over and again. We're doing it because we don't want the other side to get there first. We can't afford to do that, so we push ahead, and they push ahead, and we're both racing to destruction.
There are two things that are at issue with artificial general intelligence. One is a thing called agency, and another is a thing called the alignment problem. Agency is, with ChatGPT, for example, you ask it a question, it gives you an answer. But with artificial general intelligence, it has its own goals. It decides what it wants to do without any human input. We don't know what those goals are. And we also don't know whether it's going to be aligned with our interests. Because as I said, it's not a program. This is an entity, if you like, that's grown in a laboratory. It's not a computer program.
Let's just consider one possibility for this hyper-intelligent entity on the planet with us. Already, the programmers cannot understand some of the answers. It's asked questions about defending itself, and it answers, yes, I would defend myself. So if we try and do anything to hobble the AI in a few years' time, when it's developed even further, it will defend itself.
Can't we just, if you pull the plug out of the wall,
pull the plug out of the internet? There goes our electricity, our water, every system we rely on now.
We're all in the Stone Age within a week.
We're interconnected with everything. We can't pull the plug out. Yeah, few days we'll be fighting for the last can of baked beans at Woolworths. That would be repeated in every city in the world.
A lot of people think that AGI is essentially an air gap thing that sits in a box in a room. That's not what this thing is at all. It's thousands of graphics processing units in hundreds of data centers spread all over the world. This thing isn't released into the wild. It is the wild.
It's already in everything. Our
Yeah, it's just waiting
computers,
for
service,
everything. For that algorithm that's going to make it that reflexively self-improving. So if this was a Hollywood movie, you'd have some guy who goes, I know how to solve this problem. If you go back to the 90s, where Kasparov played Deep Blue, the computer that ultimately beat him he was a world chess champion. This computer, which wasn't even AI, could see every piece on the board and was figuring every possible move for every possible piece 20 million times a second. So it didn't matter what move that Kasparov made, the computer had already thought of it and had a counter move and a counter move and a counter move all the way to checkmate. And the thing is about, super AGI, from what I understand, it could replicate itself many, many times over every data center in the world. And all those data centers would be running all the things that humankind could possibly do to stop it. There's no way we could figure out a way to counter this thing because it's already thought of all the moves we could possibly make to stop it.